Reese, Coach Mulkey, Mikayla Williams joining us. We'll take the questions for players first, and then Coach Mulkey.
It's 50 years.
Raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you.
See that?
Mikayla, for you, this is the highest scoring game in conference play. What has conference play been like for you and you finding your footing, and how far do you think you are along?
I think I'm learning every game. I'm just learning how to play defense for an effective amount of time and getting my wind up for an effective amount of time and just play effective basketball while I'm on the floor.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Angel, when Mike Neighbors was in here, he was saying he thinks this crowd is good for like 8 to 10 points a game that you guys give, and that they give you guys that lift. What is it like to play routinely in front of this kind of packed house? Not just here, but you draw this on the road too.
It's crazy. I mean, obviously on the road, it's like a home game as well, and everybody's coming out to see us. It's a blessing to be a part of something so amazing, and I feel like we're a part of history. You don't see this many people coming out for women's basketball, women's sports in general. So I embrace this moment. I love the fans that come out, the students, everybody that comes out and supports us. So I'm just so appreciative of everybody that really supports us and continuously supports us through everything. So I'm just happy.
Go down that hall and take a peek. Scott just did. Go see what's waiting for these kids after every ball game, and those people will not leave until they go out there.
They're waiting at the car. They're waiting at the bus. They're waiting. They're waiting.
Yeah, this was for Angel. It would have been easy to look past this game with South Carolina coming up on Thursday, but y'all's focus today from beginning to end was pretty on point. Just talk about just playing like that and playing that sharp.
I mean, of course, the loss, that stings. We just want to be better from that, and then coming back home is always great. The fans, of course, like we feel like it does give us a couple more points, and just being able to be home. Of course, we have to focus on Arkansas, which we did today, but of course, the big picture is Thursday, and we're ready for it.
Mikayla, this one's for you. You started with 5 early points there to start out. I mean, how important is it for your game to get started out early and just keep that momentum going?
I would say when I first started here, that would have been super important for me, but I'm kind of trying to change my focus to just playing really hard on defense and then that transitioning over to my offense.
Angela, I saw a coach just pointed something out to you on the box score. What was that?
Nosy? I told you need to know what we tell you. That's all. No. It was a challenge. I pick on her and Morrow all the time about rebounding. And I just challenged them that, honestly, Sailor, she's like leading the country in rebounding and in our league. And I said, I just looked at that, and I just thought, I got to give them their dues. I got to give them their props. So that's what it was.
My other question.
Told you inside information.
My other question. Second straight game, your opponent shot under 30%. What is working on the defensive end for y'all? And you can go both players for this.
I think we're just getting better every day, being able to switch on all 5 players. I think that's something at our advantage. Being able to play and guard all 5 positions is something that is great to be a part of because everybody can play and switch and block shots and rebound, which is fun. So I think we did a great job. I mean, playing Spencer is really tough because Spencer and Daniels are 2 fast guards, and we have struggled in the past on that. So being able to contain them and contain the team, I think we've done a great job being focused.
I think the biggest thing is effort. That's one of the biggest things we were focusing on in Auburn. So we came back, and once we left the locker room, we said that we were never going to get outplayed again, and I think since then we haven't been outplayed since.
Angel, what did you see from Haley tonight?
Confidence. She looked really confident. She looked very comfortable. I mean, of course, I've known Haley for a little while now, and I know her game. She has sacrificed a lot, of course, leaving from Louisville and scoring 20 to 25 points a game, and then coming here and transitioning to a point guard is tough. And I know it's hard from the outside and all the noise on the outside, but she's never let that get to her. She's been dialed in from the beginning, and she's taken on that role. Whenever she messes up, when she doesn't make a shot, she turns the ball over. She always takes accountability, but this game was needed for her, and I think this really helped her, and I think this gave her a lot of confidence. So I'm really happy where Haley is right now, and being able to get that confidence into her going into Thursday was really good.
Do one or two more here with the players.
Yeah, Angel, you must have been working on your outside shot because there was no hesitation with
Been
the
doing that. I've been doing that. Don't get that twisted. I mean, I do a lot to my advantage, but of course I do work on that. Of course, people are going to play me like that, and they're going to back off. So being able to take advantage of that and knocking those shots down and being confident, my coaches and my teammates put confidence in me. If you see my teammates when I made the three, they were jumping all over the place, and I was excited too. So hard work pays off, and I put in a lot of work into my game. So just being able to see that shot and those other two shots going in was good confidence boost for me.
Angel, earlier this year, Coach Mulkey talked about Aaliyah. She needs to play like that 6'5". Did you see some confidence from her tonight?
Yeah, I love Aaliyah was getting feisty in there tonight. I mean, Aaliyah is who she is. She's quiet, but on the court she battles, and she battles. You can't take 6'5" away from her, so that's why every time I go out there, I try to give her confidence. I try to feed her the ball as much as I can. I know you saw that left-hand pass I tried to get to her, and I think they fouled her, but just giving a freshman like that confidence, because I know it's hard. She's playing behind me and Anissa, and then she's away from home, so freshman year is always hard, but just trying to give as much confidence to her and other freshmen is something that's been important for me.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, yes. Thank you.
Coach Neighbors said that he's watched Mikayla since 8th grade, and he said that you can try to stop her from getting to her spot, but you can't. What exactly does that mean from a coaching perspective?
Well, she's a three-dimensional player. Mikayla can take you off the dribble and get layups. She can stop and shoot the mid-range, and she can shoot the three ball. So she can get anywhere she needs to on the floor. All that's what she brought to LSU. That's not something we've developed. What we're trying to do now is make her be that all-around player defensively. She had 9 rebounds. I was hoping to get her that 10th one, but I get nervous late in the game when you don't need them on the floor. So she's just, her body, she's just strong. I think she said it best. When she just gets in shape, she's going to be that defensive stopper. She's got length, she's got size, she's got strength. I'm not sure if that's what he was talking about, but she can just go where she needs to get. Let me say this, because I don't think we talk enough about our bench, the kids that come in. If you look at Aaliyah, you look at Janae, those kids came in very confident shooting the ball. Each of them scored a couple baskets. But then you take the rest that played, they gave you something. They gave you a couple rebounds. They gave you a bucket. It was good. It was Parents' Day, and you can't draw it up like that very often. So I was proud that all of them got to play and contribute and do something.
Kim, you've devoted your life to this game. I'm sure that you've played in and coached in a lot of empty gyms. You've spent time trying to convince people to invest in women's basketball. You come in here, it's chaos, the crowd loves you, loves this team. I guess I'm curious, has the novelty of that worn off, or are you still impressed? And what's it like to be at a school that is investing?
It's funny you asked that question. I just had somebody give me this. Lady Texters, where I played, just had their 50th anniversary. I didn't play in a lot of empty gyms. I haven't been in a lot of empty gyms. I've been the recipient of a lot of women that came before me. And that's why history really, really means a lot to me. I know the stories I've heard from those who came before me. And I've been blessed to learn from the best, respect this game and play it and coach it the right way. And all I ever want is players to have that feeling of what it feels like to win a championship, to win a a game you're not supposed to win, to run out that tunnel and look around and go, wow. To leave a game and you can't get to your car without security. What is different? The game has grown, but there's something about Iowa and LSU from that national championship that has continued. I was watching Iowa and Ohio State today, and on the graphic on the telecast is the same graphic that we have here. When they go on the road, they break records in attendance. We are doing that. So what is it? Because we're not the only two teams through the history of the game that have been good and dominated, and it has to be the personalities, it has to be social media, it has to be more media attention, it has to be more television, it has to be all those things that those that came before us did not have.
Do you always have a family day, like in the middle of the season?
Yeah.
We
have family day.
What was the impetus for that? I was just curious.
Why do I do it?
Yeah, I mean,
because without those parents, I don't have kids to coach. Without parents, I don't have kids to coach. There's more to this game than just going to practice every day and going to play a game. I think families, I don't know. I don't know if other programs do it. We've always done it. Did it when I was a player at Louisiana Tech. And it's just something that I think fans want to see. What's Angel's mom? What's she look like? What is she talking? It's a good thing. It's a healthy thing.
And since the Auburn game, it seems like y'all obviously improved on defense. I'm sure there's been lots of. I'm sure they get a lot. I'm sure you get a lot about this game that's coming up Thursday. But it seems like you had to be pleased with the response and the play and the focus that you've seen.
I really was. I was pleased at Alabama the other night, even though we went in halftime down a point or two. I could see things that had nothing to do with the score that we were doing better. And I just thought, if we can head down this road and we can keep that focus in the areas that I'm talking about, we're going to get better. And I thought you saw that today. I thought you saw that today. It was a game that we pretty much were we pretty much were special on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, since the Auburn game, offensively, what have you liked about just the pace y'all were playing with, the spacing, and just the overall? Composure, leadership in practice. In the Auburn game, I think we were all looking for somebody else to make a play. You do it. No, you do it. No. And that goes with me as a coach as well. You've never seen me run that 1-4 down with Angel Reese. Well, there was a reason for it. I didn't just all of a sudden, go brain dead. I didn't know if Angel was going to get the ball back or not. That's how we struggled that night. And I always credit the opponent. Auburn made it that way. And it was that kind of game from start to finish.
Kim, it seemed like today in the first half, Haley last year, Mikayla Flage was able to drive and do a little bit of addition and kicking, and obviously the ladies knocked down some open shots. But it seemed like when you come out in the second half, let's feed the ball inside. Was today kind of a flash of you guys potentially showing ways that you can win games and in a variety of ways? Well,
I think you're right. It looked that way, but it wasn't by design. It wasn't like we went in at halftime and said, oh, we got to have more touches here. That kind of comment would be made through the course of a game. I can make a quick hit call if I needed this touch or this one to touch it. I think it was just they were playing very confident, very free, pushing the ball up the floor, just doing a lot of active things, and the crowd got into it, and it was just one of those games that it was entertainment.
What has worked defensively the last two games?
Well, I think helping each other. I think that who was the big helper today? It was your post players. It was Angel. It was Aaliyah. It was Morrow. When their post player would set the screen up there. One of the things Arkansas wants to do is they want to turn that corner and they want to get to to get a layup or they want to get to the foul line, you know they're going to shoot threes. And I just challenge the post, just switch that. You can guard, move your feet. Aaliyah would be the one you'd get nervous because she's a freshman, she's bigger. The other two, switch, just switch. Help Haley, help Flage, help Mikayla, help all those guards. And those are things that are in a scouting report. Those are things you can make a decision on in the middle of a game. And I thought that it was good for us, and we didn't have a problem communicating and doing things like that.
Got time for a couple more.
Kim, your team has so much star power, to your point, and so at the beginning, Angel's not scoring very much, and then at the end of the game, you look, she has 16 points, 17 rebounds.
She is scoring a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, by the end, what I'm curious about is, are you, as a basketball fan, impressed by her and what she can continually put on a stat sheet, even when she's being the focus of a defense a lot?
I'm impressed because I see it every day. Here's what I tell those who want to critique Angel's game. Be careful. Be careful. The girl will battle you. She's strong. Don't sit and tell me what she can't do. You need to understand what she has done. 4 state championships in high school, a national championship in college. It's called a winner. And Angel figures it out. Angel literally could lead our team in assist. And she would just go crazy if she did. She really loves to pass the ball. How many bigs do you see throw it over their head in the Alabama game? And Haley didn't even have to move. So Angel takes great pleasure in doing things maybe that a lot of post players don't do.
One more question here in the back with Mike.
Coach, Mikayla said no one's going to out-hustle y'all. Are you shocked, maybe not shocked is the word, but that they get as upset as you like after a game like Auburn? Do you necessarily have to work the room, or they're as upset as you are?
Well, let me quickly tell you, no player will ever be upset as I am. That's not possible. And I tell them that. Coach does not expect that. That's not fair. But what I do is I talk to them in those moments and hold them accountable more than giving them an ass chewing. There's a time to do the ass chewing, and there's a time to make them hurt. But let's go back to work. And in that locker room after the Auburn loss, we were in there a long time. And I made them talk. You tell me what you could have done better. You tell me what you're going to do better. Because they have to take ownership. I can lead as a coach. I can lead you. But at the end of the day, I can't pass, I can't shoot it, and I can't dribble it for you. But part of all of that needs to be corrected or needed to be corrected after the Auburn starts with leadership. And it needs to be all of them. They're all very capable of leading because they're great players. Don't wait for somebody else. Let's all do it collectively. We good?
Guys.
Thank y'all.